A very good evening and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the day's top stories. Present slowdown cyclical, asserts Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu. Expresses confidence that economy will emerge robust and resilient soon with government reforms. Cautions against loan waivers while calling for diversifying rural economy. India's financial system has stabilized despite global slowdown, states RBI's Financial Stability Report. Highlights improvement in banking sector after merger of public sector banks. With fresh approval for 6.5 lakh more houses, Centre sanctions over 1 crore under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Union Minister HARDEEP Puri says in Delhi, 2 lakh families to benefit from the scheme that has special concessions for the poor and the middle class. Home Minister Amit Shah accuses the Congress and its allies of spreading baseless rumours on the Citizenship Amendment Act. In an address to mark 2 years of Himachal Pradesh government, Shah says benefits of Ujjwala scheme have reached every household in the state. And cold wave sweeps North India. Minimum temperature of minus 30 degrees Celsius recorded in Kargil's Dras sector. Rajasthan's Sikar district sees minus 3 degrees Celsius. National capital Delhi records a minimum of 5 degrees Celsius. No relief from cold wave for the next 2 days, says the Met Office. The government has sanctioned more than 1 crore houses under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Housing and Urban Affairs Minister HARDEEP Puri said that this is out of a validated demand of 1 crore 12 lakh houses in urban areas. He said nearly 60 lakh houses are in various stages of construction, of which nearly 32 lakh houses have been completed. He stated that with this achievement, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban has become one of the largest affordable housing programs in the world.
जो demand assessment थी, which was placed at 1 crore, we had to revise that to make it 1 crore 12 lakhs. मैं आपको दावे से कहता हूं कि आज 27 दिसंबर को कि हम अगले 3-4 महीने के अंदर ये जो रिवाइज डिमांड असेसमेंट है 1 करोड़ 12 लाख की वो भी कंप्लीट कर देंगे बिकॉज वी आर एट 1.03 lakhs and we will take it.
In Delhi itself, the scheme would benefit over 2 lakh families. These include poor and middle class families. Hardeep Singh Puri asserted that in the next 3 to 4 months, the ministry will sanction all the 1 crore 12 lakh houses, a target set by the government.
कठपुतली कॉलोनी, कालकाजी एक्सटेंशन, जेलरवाला बाग, अशोक विहार में बने बनाए नए आवास दिए जाएंगे. उसके अलावा 34,000 परिवार जिसमें लाभार्थी होंगे 1,70,000. ये स्कीम वहां पे 32 जेजी क्लस्टर्स में तैयारी हो गई है और ये हैं लोकेशन दिलशाग गार्डन, पीतमपुरा शालीमार बाग, रोहिणी, कालकाजी, कुसुमपुर पहाड़ी, वसंत विहार, ओखला एटसेट्रा. तीसरा 160 जेजे क्लस्टर्स जिसमें 85,000 परिवार हैं और जिसके लाभार्थी होंगे 4.25 लाख अप्रोक्सीमेटली. इनकी स्कीम तैयारी कर दी गई है. ये जनवरी 2020 अगले महीने में शुरू हो जाएगी.
In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated the Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry for this achievement. In a Twitter message, the Prime Minister said, it is a momentous achievement for the urban poor as well as the middle class. Union Home Minister Amit Shah once again accused the Congress party of misleading people over the amended Citizenship Act. Addressing a rally in Shimla to mark the second anniversary of the BJP government in the state, Amit Shah said that the legislation had no provision to take away the citizenship of anybody. The Home Minister also urged people, especially the minorities, to look into the amended Citizenship Act, which was now available on the government website. He also said that the new act would provide citizenship to the minorities who faced religious persecution in neighboring countries of Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan.
इस देश के अंदर माइनॉरिटी का हर व्यक्ति सुरक्षित रहना चाहिए, महफूज रहना चाहिए, इसकी रक्षा करने की हमारा संवैधानिक दायित्व है। मगर पाकिस्तान में ये नहीं हुआ, बांग्लादेश में ये नहीं हुआ। 30%, 23% की आबादी घटकर 3% और 7% हो गई। धर्म के आधार पर प्रताड़ना होने लगी। लाखों लोग यहां आए, लाखों करोड़ों लोग जो यहां आए, वो चाहते थे कि आपका वादा था, भारत ने वादा किया था, महात्मा गांधी जी ने वादा किया था, प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल जी ने वादा किया था, राजेंद्र बाबू ने वादा किया था, संविधान ने वादा किया था, हमें नागरिक बनाइए, हम नर्क की जिंदगी जी रहे हैं। लाखों करोड़ों लोग, इनके पास तो नागरिकता थी, ना घर था, ना नौकरी थी, ना स्वास्थ्य की सुविधाएं, ना शिक्षा थी, कोई उनकी सूद नहीं लेता था। और नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हिम्मत कर ये लाखों करोड़ों शरणार्थी जो आए थे, उनको नागरिकता देने की पहल की, सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट बिल लेकर आए और वो आज सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट बन चुका है। मैं देश की जनता को कहना चाहता हूं, और विशेषकर माइनॉरिटी के भाइयों बहनों को कहना चाहता हूं, ये बिल अब बन चुका है, भारत सरकार की वेबसाइट पर है। ये कांग्रेस पार्टी, कांग्रेस एंड कंपनी अफवाहें फैला रही है कि इससे माइनॉरिटी की, मुसलमान भाइयों की नागरिकता जाने वाली। मैं चैलेंज देता हूं यहां से राहुल बाबा को, ये पूरे एक्ट के अंदर एक भी जगह पे किसी की भी नागरिकता लेने का अगर प्रावधान है तो कृपया आप बता दीजिए।
Highlighting the achievements of the Jairam Thakur government in Himachal Pradesh, Amit Shah said that 88% of the problems raised in Jan Manch programs were solved on the spot during the 2-year tenure of the state government. He also congratulated the state government for becoming the first state in the country where every household had a gas connection.
हिमाचल में एक भी घर ऐसा नहीं है जहां लकड़ियां, कंडे और जलाकर, टहनियां जलाकर खाना बनाना पड़ेगा। समस्त हिमाचल के अंदर गैस का चूल्हा पहुंचाने का काम आज समाप्त हो रहा है। और मैं मानता हूं मोदी जी ने बहुत सोच समझकर अपने बचपन के दिनों की गरीबी को याद करते हुए ये योजना बनाई थी कि गरीब माता को कितनी तकलीफ होती है।
The Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, Jairam Thakur, also addressed a rally to mark the completion of 2 years of his government in the state. Addressing the gathering, the Chief Minister stressed on the good governance, progress and the development in the state during his tenure so far. He said that Himachal Pradesh is the first state across the country to provide LPG connection in every household. He also lauded the people of the state for being ranked first among the northeast and hilly states category in the good governance parameters.
हिमाचल भले ही छोटा प्रदेश होने के बावजूद आज बड़े-बड़े राज्यों में से बड़े-बड़े राज्यों का भी कई मामलों में, एक मामलों नहीं कई मामलों में मार्गदर्शन करता है, आगे बढ़कर के नेतृत्व करता है। इस सफर के साथी बनकर के हिमाचल प्रदेश की जनता ने हर जगह, हर कदम पर सहयोग दिया, समर्थन किया।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar on Friday targeted Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his remarks over the National Population Register. Javadekar said that the NPR will be used to identify and help the poor. He said that corruption is the base for the politics done by the Congress party, and therefore the party opposes any move which is being taken towards ending corruption.
जहां 14 करोड़ लीटर रोज गंदगी नदी में आती थी, वो कैसे बंद हुई है वो हमने देखा। तो प्रधानमंत्री ने उसका जायजा लिया। आज के बैठक में भी उन्होंने सारे मुद्दों को स्पर्श किया, नई नई कल्पनाएं भी बताई। पूरी गंगा को अविरल भी बहाना और साफ भी करना, ये दोनों संकल्प किया है। यूरोप के नदियों को साफ करने को 30 साल लगे, हम उससे बहुत ज़्यादा जल्दी मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में पूरी गंगा, क्योंकि औद्योगिक प्रदूषण कम हुआ यहाँ आना अंदर, जो गंदगी आती थी, सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट 28,000 करोड़ के लगे भी और कुछ काम चल रहा है, और उसके साथ साथ सभी मोर्चों पर वहाँ वनीकरण भी हो रहा है। तो ये एक जन आंदोलन बन चुका है।
Earlier in the day, Rahul Gandhi addressed a public meeting in Chhattisgarh's Raipur, and in his address, he said that the NPR and the Citizenship Act were attacks on the poor. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Friday expressed confidence that the Indian economy would rebound in the near future. Inaugurating the 102nd annual conference of the Indian Economic Association in Raipur, the Vice President said that despite the recent economic slowdown, India still continues to be the fastest growing economies across the world. He also said that the current slowdown was cyclical, asserting that in the past too, in the wake of the East Asian financial crisis, as well as the global slowdown, the Indian economy faced some challenges but bounced back with a higher growth rate every time. He also lauded the government reforms that aim to make the economy more robust.
It is true that there are some challenges for the Indian economy as economic growth has declined in this fiscal year. But I would like to tell everyone that there are ups and downs around the globe. But we should not be satisfied by that simply and justified. We must be optimistic. As I was telling, this is not the first time our growth story has faced such a skeptic comments. As renewed economists see, around the 40 years, traced the very ever since India's reforms started in early 90s, the country has faced slumps like in the wake of East Asian financial crisis towards the end of last century, or the global economic crisis towards the end of last decade. Each time, we bounced back with higher growth rate. Notwithstanding the GDP figure, India remains one of the fastest growing bigger economies in the world. See the size of the economy and then make your assessment. As I was telling you, that in the ancient time also the experience of the people used to be taken. Now also we have consultations and all. But we must also see to it that these consultations are meaningful, these consultations are considered, and then they are implemented in letter and spirit. That's why the ease of doing business, and then ending red tape and allowing red carpet. For what? For business, to grow. If the business grows, if wealth grows, then you will be able to distribute.
The Reserve Bank of India has also said the country's financial system remains stable despite the slowing economic growth. This according to RBI's Financial Stability Report for the year 2019. The report said that banks' capital adequacy ratio improved significantly after the recapitalization of public sector banks by the government. It said that the banking sector has shown signs of stabilization, though it added that performance of public sector banks needs to improve further. The report also said that the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India is making steady progress in the resolution of stressed assets. However, it warns that with global growth and trade projected to slow down further, India's exports could face challenging demand conditions going forward. The MiG-27, which proved to be an ace attacker during the 1999 Kargil War, roared through the skies for one last time on Friday, after serving the Indian Air Force for over 4 decades. The Indian Air Force bid farewell to its Bahadur at a grand ceremony in Jodhpur. The swing-wing fighter has been the backbone of ground attack fleet of the Indian Air Force for several decades. Veteran air warriors, along with serving air warriors in large numbers, took part in the ceremony. The aircrafts also received water salute at the Air Force Station in Jodhpur. The Defence Ministry said the upgraded variant of this last swing-wing fleet has been the pride of the Indian Air Force strike fleet since 2006. All other variants, such as the MiG-23BN and the MiG-23MF, as well as the pure MiG-27, have already retired from the Indian Air Force. The lethal aircraft, for their role during the 1999 Kargil War, earned the moniker Bahadur from the Indian Air Force pilots. A 125 crore residents of India possess the Aadhaar card. The Unique Identification Authority of India announced a new milestone achieved by the Aadhaar project, crossing of the 125 crore mark. In a series of Twitter messages, the UIDAI further said that the use of Aadhaar card for identity purposes is rapidly increasing. The agency also listed a slew of measures, including the launch of M-Aadhaar mobile app, taken to strengthen the enrollment and updation systems. It also said that it was handling lakhs of updation requests every day by Aadhaar card holders, adding that in order to help people to update details in Aadhaar cards, several Aadhaar Seva Kendras are functional in different parts of the country. Further adding that a new service point for residents, the UIDAI also launched Ask Aadhaar chat box. It is a unique AI-based chat support service that offers instant response to resident queries. The LPG bottling plant of Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited in Odisha's Balagir was dedicated to the nation on Friday. The ceremony was held in the presence of Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, Odisha's Governor Ganeshi Lal, among others. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, who was supposed to inaugurate the plant, addressed the gathering through teleconference. He had to cancel his visit to Odisha due to inclement weather in Chhattisgarh. In his message from Raipur, the Vice President congratulated everyone for completing the plant in record time.
ये BPCL बॉटलिंग प्लांट वेस्टर्न उड़ीसा में स्थापन करना और ये इसका शिलान्यास होने के बाद 3-4 महीने में काम पूरा करना बहुत प्रशंसनीय है। हमारा प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी ने उज्ज्वला योजना का नाम पे दूर दराज का इलाके में रहने वाले महिलाओं को सुविधा के लिए उन्होंने एक उज्ज्वला योजना, ऐसा एक क्रांतिकारी महत्वपूर्ण योजना स्थापना किया है। उसी कारण से देश भर में करोड़ों महिलाओं को आजकल उज्ज्वला योजना के अंतर्गत ये अब गैस पहुंच रहे और इस काम को सामने से नेतृत्व करके शीघ्र गति से देशव्यापी अमल करने के लिए श्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी को मैं अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूं और अधिकारियों को भी अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूं। महिलाओं को जब भी उचित अवसर दिया गया तो वो किसी से कम साबित नहीं होते, इसलिए महिलाओं के बारे में सोचना, उनका सुविधा प्राप्त कराना और उनका शिक्षा प्राप्त कराना, उनका समस्याओं को समाधान करने के लिए प्राथमिकता देना चाहिए। ये बॉटलिंग प्लांट के द्वारा स्थानीय इलाका में मुख्य रूप में पश्चिम ओडिशा में एलपीजी गैस पहुंचाना बहुत आसान होगा, सुविधा होगा और थोड़ा खर्चा भी कम होगा। इसलिए ये आज का कार्यक्रम महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम था, मैंने इसलिए स्वीकार किया। मगर मैं छत्तीसगढ़ में कार्यक्रम में हूँ, वहाँ से एयरपोर्ट आके 3 घंटे से एयरपोर्ट में बैठा हूँ। खराब मौसम के कारण से हेलीकॉप्टर्स टेक ऑफ नहीं हो पा रहे और जल्द से जल्द टेक ऑफ होने का संभावना भी नहीं है, ऐसा अधिकारी बता रहे। इसलिए मैंने सोचा कम से कम मैं आप लोगों को शुभकामना दूं और शुभ संदेश एक भेजूं। आप सबको शुभकामनाएं और सबको मेरा धन्यवाद।
The bottling plant has been set up at a cost of 103 crore rupees by BPCL. The LPG plant at Balagir is spread over 23 acres and has a capacity to produce 42 lakh cylinders every year. BPCL already has a LPG bottling plant at Khurda, and the new plant at Balagir will be the second one for the company in Odisha. Once commissioned, the plant will supply LPG cylinders to the consumers in 14 districts of the state. The foundation stone of the Balagir LPG bottling plant was laid on 21st of May 2018 by Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. The Indian Railways recorded 0 passenger deaths in rail accidents in the year 2019, making it the national transporter's safest year in history. The Railways has steadily improved its accident figures with no passenger deaths in the last 12 months. In the year 2018-19, Railways recorded 16 deaths. 28 deaths were recorded in the year 2017-18 and 195 deaths during 2016-17. In the year 2019-20, there were no accidents involving passenger trains, but a few derailments of goods trains. While 33 passengers were injured in the past 12 months, no passenger deaths were reported. A discussion was organized by the Vivekananda International Foundation on Friday on the politics of opportunism. The book, Politics of Opportunism, has been written by RNP Singh. Presenting his views on the subject, political analyst S. Gurumurthy said that opportunistic politics was at its peak between the 1960s and the 1980s.
So opportunistic politics can be divided into 2 parts. One is where you want to acquire power, for which you create principles. It is not that the principles create alliance. The people who form alliance, they create principles. I was part of creating those principles up at a certain stage. After 1967, anti-Congressism became the principle for coming together. All sundry parties will come together because Congress is the problem of India. And this ran till 1996. When the BJP emerged, anti-BJPism became the principle for everybody to come together. Everything is opportunistic, but at least there was a principle. But there was no principle in Muslim League and Congress coming together in 1958. That validated one of the worst developments in Indian politics since in fact, Nehru mentions.
A quick weather check now. Cold to severe cold wave conditions are likely to persist in north, east and central India over the next 2 days, with widespread rainfall accompanied with hailstorm at isolated places till the 1st of January 2020. On Friday, the minimum temperature in the national capital was recorded at 4.2 degrees Celsius, while the maximum at 13.4 degrees Celsius, 7 notches below normal. Cold wave conditions also intensified in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh and Uttar Pradesh as the minimum and maximum temperatures further plummeted in these states.
28th और 29th में भी हम लोग कोल्ड वेव की संभावना जता रहे हैं और कोल्ड वेव कंडीशन मॉर्निंग आवर्स में रहेगी। जो ठंड हमारे पास चल रही है ऑलमोस्ट लगभग इसी रेंज में बनी रहेगी।
The Dras belt of Kargil district became the coldest place in the twin union territories of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh, recording a minimum temperature of minus 30.2 degrees Celsius. The minimum temperature across Kashmir and Ladakh remained several degrees below the freezing point. Srinagar recorded its coldest night at minus 5 degrees Celsius. The weather also remained dry and cold in Himachal Pradesh, with Keylong being the coldest at minus 15 degrees Celsius. Severe cold conditions also intensified in parts of Rajasthan. The Met Department has predicted similar weather conditions for the next 48 hours. And on to some news about environment and climate change. A powerful spell of western disturbances originating in the Mediterranean Sea has caused unusually cold weather across India for the past 2 weeks. The spell, striking once in 4 to 5 decades, will continue to freeze people through New Year's Eve. Thick cover of smog on the Indo-Gangetic plains and the uneven warming of the Indian Ocean plays a major role in this spell of western disturbances, which has brought daytime temperatures in some Indian cities below 12 degrees Celsius. The climate change affecting the intensity and frequency of western disturbances is likely to bring the mercury levels down in northern region in the years to come, while central and southern Indian regions could become warmer. In the coming years, the Himalayan region and the Indo-Gangetic plains will become vulnerable to extreme weather as well. And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you for your time.